Hi guys, my name is Lucia and today I wanted to make a quick video about the changing of the seasons and adjusting to spring without buying a ton of new makeup. I know, at least for me, when the seasons change, there is a form of excitement that I always experience, especially with spring. I go to college up north, it snows for 6 months, it's super cold, and now it is finally feeling like spring and I feel as though I have come alive. And a lot of the times when you feel like this, you want to get new stuff in your life. You want to feel that excitement in all aspects, and I think a lot of times people turn to buying new makeup as a form of that excitement, especially because there's all these new spring collections coming out and they really entice us. It feels as though if I buy that spring collection, I will now experience spring to the fullest and I will be a new person and I'll be happier than I was in the last season. I think all releases for certain seasons have something special, but particularly spring releases always make me feel super excited because we're coming out of this long winter and suddenly all of the packaging is light and pink and has flowers, and it just makes you feel something that has been missing for a long time. So I think that's another reason, particularly for spring, why it can get easy to get into the hype of wanting to buy new things and wanting to have new makeup to put in your collection instead of going back to the items that you bought maybe 2 springs ago, or you didn't buy it for spring but it reminds you of spring, using what you already have and appreciating what you already have during the change of the season. So I am here to tell you that you do not need those spring releases. You don't need them. You can appreciate the change of the seasons and you can change up your makeup looks by simply shopping your stash, using what you already have. I'm going to show you some things in my collection that I have associated with the spring months. Hopefully this will inspire you to bring out some stuff from your own collection. First, I want to talk about blush. A lot of spring collections have really light, fun blushes, and I know that my blush collection is super small. I only have 4 blushes, but I have 2 blushes that really work for this season. The first thing, and this is the first suggestion that I would say, find something in your makeup collection with flowers on it. This is the Milani blush in Tea Rose, and it has a flower. And also the color in particular is nice for spring, but having those flowers like out and actually on your counter ready for you to see, it makes you feel like you are alive. That might seem really silly, but it's true. Seeing those flowers and that packaging is gonna make you feel like, ah yes, I have this makeup that is for spring. Next is just to find more glowy products within your collection. I have been using the Milani Baked Blush in Luminoso, and this is beautiful. It's a nice orange flush. I'm wearing it today. It's very glowy, and you don't need to go out and buy a new blush palette or a new whatever. You definitely have blushes in your collection that will work. You might have some blushes that you've been neglecting for a while because you've been waiting to use them for spring, but now that it's spring, you feel like, I want to buy something new, I want to have something exciting, but don't forget about all those products that you've been waiting till now to use. You might be surprised. It might feel like you're using a completely new product even though it's something you already own because you've been waiting until now to use it, but if you don't push yourself to look within your collection and see what you have, you might not end up using them at all. Eyeshadow palettes are a big one. There are so many eyeshadow palettes coming out for spring. I know something that has caught my eye is the Colourpop Sweet Talk palette. It is the spring collection palette, and instead of going out and buying that, I decided to look at my Colourpop single pressed shadows that I already have, and I noticed that these shadows over here are very spring-like. They give me that same excited vibe as that palette, and I don't need that palette because I have all of these shadows and I don't use these all that much. I mean, I use them a lot, but since I own 9 eyeshadow palettes, I don't get to use these every single day. So it doesn't make sense to go out and buy a new palette when I have such similar shadows that I could be giving love to. Another palette would be the Juvia's Place Deuce palette. This has some really nice shades for the spring, and you obviously don't have to own these palettes, but I just want to encourage you to look within your collection and see what palettes you have that inspire you the way new makeup does. And again, it might be something that you haven't used in a really long time, and then it'll be really fun to use that thing again. Lips are another big thing. A lot of makeup companies are coming out with entirely new lip sets or collections that are for the spring, and something I find about lip products is that a lot of us own a lot of them, and they're not all that different. I only own, I think, 7 or 8 lipsticks, but the one that I pulled out for spring is is the Revlon Balm Stain in the shade 01 Honey. This is just a really nice stain. I usually like to use this in the summer, but there have been a couple of days here where it has felt almost like summer and I've been outside, and it's nice to just put this on my lips, have a little color, and then walk out the door. We don't need to buy new makeup in order to benefit from the joy of a new season. Spring is such an exciting time. Everything feels like it's being reborn, but that doesn't mean you have to buy a completely new makeup collection. I hope this video was a nice reminder for some of you to kind of take a breath during this exciting time of new releases and changes, and instead look within your own collection and see what you can use that you haven't used in a while that will give you that same excitement but without spending the money. Alright guys, that was everything from me. Please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe, and I will see you guys very soon. Bye!